So we're getting close with the Kamado Joe here. It's a little smoky still. When you're smoking with a ceramic smoker like this or an offset smoker like that, what you're looking with anything is this is pretty close. The smoke, you can still kind of see it. So this is like the absolute, I guess you could go darkest that I'd want to see it. You almost want it to be see-through. You ever see when it's really hot on the road, you can almost see the heat waving off of the road? That's almost what you want when you're smoking. Now I have 2 pieces of wood to put kind of on top of there. Now from here, let's go prep up some ribs. So now my prep for these are a little bit different than what a lot of people do. The first thing to look at is the back end so these are St. Louis style ribs, but all of the different cuts of ribs, baby backs, loin backs, whatever you're gonna get, usually has that membrane on there. I've done both where it stays on or pull it off. For me, because of the temperature that I smoke these at, I end up leaving the membrane on. Because for me, it actually gets a little crispy. It does not make them any more tough. It doesn't make it so they don't fall off the bone if you want fall off the bone. And now what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna take one of my gloves off here on this hand, so I just touched it, and I'm going to do some salt, and then I'm actually going to use one of my favorite seasonings. Now a little goes a long way on that salt. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes. A lot of times I've used hot sauces, I've used mustard, olive oil, avocado oil, all different things as a binder. What I'm gonna try today is I'm actually gonna end up using just the salt to draw out the moisture, and then I'm gonna end up using this Holy Gospel barbecue rub from Meat Church. Another beautiful Saturday, man. You have one of those days you just want, like, even though you got a lot to do, you just want to sit and relax and enjoy the weather. It's one of those days. It's not gonna happen. It's one of those days. So today did some pumpkin picking. You know, first couple days into October, and kids are gonna stay with my in-laws for tonight. They're gonna spend the night and making some progress on a couple different projects. Got to clean out the garage, kind of organize some of my tractor stuff, but the big thing is I'm making some barbecue smoked ribs today. Now just got to get set up, get these bad boys on. I have a little overlap. It's not too big of a deal. When it comes to smoking and barbecue, especially using a ceramic cooker, it's, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Normally I'll do something called the 3-2-1 method, where it's 3 hours of smoking, 2 hours wrapped in tin foil with some seasoning and some other stuff, and then 1 more hour maybe with some sauce on it to kind of let it tack up. But this time I'm gonna try hot and fast, 3 hours. The big thing it'll do, the higher temperature will get more caramelization on the meat, not just in the sugar and the seasoning, but actually on the meat. So right now I'm at about 250, gonna get it up to about 300. And hopefully these ribs will turn out great and a lot shorter period of time, which is the same thing that I'm gonna try next time I do a brisket. I'll probably do a brisket in a week or two as this weather is starting to get closer and closer to winter. I know fall just started, but as we get closer and closer to winter, I won't smoke as much. I still use my Kamado Joe ceramic cooker as normally as a grill during the winter time. That's when I really use it as grill time. During the winter, snow, usually I mean, it'd have to be a snowstorm for me not to use it. Okay, so this part of the prep and setup for the ribs is kind of I don't want to say it's the secret, because I mean, a lot of people do it this way, but this is what I've noticed to me is the game changer of, you know, good ribs to great ribs, is when you wrap it, and you're not just wrapping it in tin foil, and actually you can hear the tin foil probably moving around. So I do a setup, actually the base, I call it the base, is honey. So you've got this local honey from Elmont, Michigan. You know, really great sweetness that it brings to it, and it helps caramelize. So what we do is we start with basically a drizzle of honey. Where I go start there, a little drippage, put some on the finger and lick it. A little bit of brown sugar. Brown sugar here. Next, just a little bit of extra of the original seasoning I put on there, the Holy Gospel from Meat Church. Then I put a few just pads of butter. You know, butter makes everything better. To me, I like doing that better than like a broth or like cider. Some people put a little bit of like apple cider or apple cider vinegar. And then my very last thing that I put on here is tiger sauce. So it's a little sweet, a little spicy. Actually, I found tiger sauce from BD's Mongolian Barbecue. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I think it adds such a great, great bit to the ribs. Hey, now we're coming over. We're gonna pull off the first slab. Look how great these look. Look at that bend. Then what I like to do is throw just a little bit extra brown sugar, what ends up being on this backside. Okay, now I got them all back there. I'm all nice and stacked up. Again, I got meat side up, so right here is where the brown sugar and the honey and all the extra additives here to the tin foil is laying right on top, so it sits there. I'm gonna give it about 45 minutes is what I've seen. 45 minutes to 50, maybe an hour, and then I'll flip them a little bit so then the heat is coming up. I got them nice and soft and fall off the bone. I'll put a little barbecue sauce on them, and then we will let them tack up a little bit and enjoy them.